Is it?
Hi, Brian. Are you conducting this one? No. Asking the question.
Oh, yes.
Can we start, sir? Can we have questions from the Urdu press first and then subsequently?
अभी जब पाकिस्तान की टीम मैच जीत रही तो कैप्टन और कोच मीडिया को फेस कर रहे थे, अब जब से पिछला मैच हारे तो जुनूस आया, आज आ पाए, तो क्या आप मीडिया का सामना नहीं करना चाह रहे हैं या कोई और रीज़न?
मेरा नहीं ख्याल कि ऐसी बात कोई उनके ज़हन में होगी जो आपने जो सवाल उठाया। आई थिंक एज ए टीम हम सब लोग इस चीज़ से वाकिफ़ हैं कि जब आप अच्छा करेंगे तब भी आपने फेस करना हो, जब आप बुरा करेंगे तब भी आप ही ने फेस करना है। तो मुझे भेजने का मकसद ये कतई नहीं है कि वो मीडिया को फेस नहीं करना चाहते।
ये बताएं कि जो बैटिंग के नेक्स्ट सीरीज बैटिंग करना मुश्किल है, 2 मैच लगातार आ रहे हैं सेकंड इनिंग में फेस करते हुए।
आई थिंक दूसरी बॉलिंग के अंदर आपको एडवांटेज ये मिलता है कि बॉल जो है वो सीम भी होता है और बाद में थोड़ा स्पिन भी होना शुरू हो जाता है। तो आई थिंक थोड़ा कंडीशंस का फ़ायदा होता है आपको लाइट्स के अंदर एज ए बॉलिंग साइड। तो आई थिंक इंग्लैंड बॉलिंग ने बड़ी अच्छी बॉलिंग की है और उसको यूज़ किया, लेकिन यह है कि थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट आ जाता है अगर आप पहले बैटिंग करें या बाद में करें, इसमें थोड़ा फ़र्क आ रहा है। Yeah, definitely. We were thinking to come harder in the one days as well, but I think credit goes to the England. They really played good cricket, and especially Mr. Cook. He's been a very solid knock he played in the last 2 one days. So I personally feel that we can come back very hard because we believe on our team, and I personally feel that we have too many match winners in our side. So anybody can come and inshallah win the game for Pakistan.
How good has Stephen Finn been at the start of the season?
Well, definitely he bowled really well under the conditions he got, because in the lights he got some seam movements in the first game, and now with the reverse swing he really bowled very well. So definitely he's bowling well at the moment.
Where do you think you lost it today? Was it the bowling department, the batting department?
Well, I personally feel that when we were chasing 250, we were very confident because this pitch was not that threat to us, because we were thinking if we can get good partnership on the top, then we can really chase that. But I think I personally feel at the end when Shahid Afridi got out, then I think they really bowled well. The England bowlers with the reverse swing, they bowled really well. So that was, I think, the big turning point where we can any team can win the game. And I think they've already did a great job at that.
Do you think you need a specialist wicketkeeper in one day game?
Well, it could be, but I personally feel it's the decision of the management. They're thinking in this way because it will give more combination for the team, because he's doing well. He has done this before. So I personally feel it's totally entitled to the selection committee.
There's not much between the sides, is there? Might the fielding be the difference?
Well, you can say, because I personally feel today English team really did well in the fielding. They really saved couple of the boundaries, and then they were more energetic in the field. So you can say they definitely saved some runs, which can be cause the game for us, I think.
How do you think Pakistan fielded?
Well, I personally feel we tried our level best. We are not best of the side in the world, but I personally feel we can come harder, inshallah, in the next 2 games.
What will it take to turn this around and come back in Dubai and get a win under your belt?
Well, I personally feel Dubai wicket will give more to the spinners, as it when we played from the last 1.5 year. I personally feel that that wickets give you a bit extra as a spinner. So I personally feel having 2-3 spinners in the side, we can really have a chance to win both games inshallah in Dubai.
What was the thinking today? Obviously, you opened the bowling in the previous match and bowled 10 overs for 30, and yet today you were kept back for a few overs. Why the change of policy there?
I don't know. It's a policy of the captain, because he personally thought, you know, to go with the seamers first, and then I think because he was having three specialist spinners, so he was, you know, giving more chances to them. But you know, it's a plan of the captain, so I don't really feel, you know, anything.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hafeez. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't even see anything. That's what I like things.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I'll do it. Can't see anything.
Okay, are we ready?
Alistair, you must be a very happy man.
Yeah, we are. It's a really good team performance there. I think everyone contributed and to a really good win. It was a slightly different wicket. It looked pretty much identical to the one we played on 2 days ago, but it was certainly a little bit slower and harder to time the ball on. So we thought around 250 would be a really challenging score. I think from the position we got into, we possibly could have got 260, 265. But I think both sides found that on that wicket, when that ball got soft, it became really hard to hit. And so we knew as when we went out to bowl that those first 20 odd overs were crucial. We could keep them down below the rate. We knew how hard it would be towards the back end of the innings, and that proved right.
It was a good performance. It was a good performance for the team, but you must be delighted with your own form. 2 centuries, first England captain to do that.
Yeah, of course. To score 200s in a row doesn't happen very often in any form of cricket. So obviously delighted. Need a little bit of luck along the way, and thankfully, I made it count.
Just going to show how quickly confidence and belief and things like that can change on the back of that on Monday performance day.
Yeah, we've been saying that all along. You don't become bad players overnight, and we all know how form fluctuates, and no one really quite knows why it does that. But it's important that when you do get a little bit of a run, you try and cash in, and obviously I'm delighted that I've managed to do that.
There were quite a few similarities to the other night. You made 100, Papa made 50, 54, 34, exactly the same figures.
Did you really?
Quite a lot of similarities, but Patel made it before,
I thought everyone did. I thought all the bowlers, we got the ball to reverse, and it made it really tough for them to bat. I thought Samit did an outstanding job when he first came on, made it tight. Obviously Swanee again did a job, and often he doesn't have to bowl his 10 overs, so it proved what everyone could go home tonight and feel they contributed to an England win.
Fielding was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it made
as good as it's been all winter. Really.
Yeah, it made a real big difference. That I can really remember. Obviously the diving stops by Morgs and Johnny when he was on, early on. It makes such a big difference when especially as a batter, when you crunch one like that and it gets stopped. It gives everyone a big lift, and obviously that catch from Kesey was nice as well.
It'll be easy to keep it going now. You're on a bit of a run.
It will never be easy, but it's a great situation to be in, isn't it? 2-0 up with 2 to go. It will. We're just delighted. It's been a really good team performance today. I'm really happy that everyone, has played well today, and I'm just delighted.
As captain, you're emphasising the team aspect of it. Does that actually make you happier than 2-2 for you?
Yeah, it's you kind of change, don't you, as a captain? You put everything else first, and not quite so bothered about your batting, which is quite strange. You are, of course, but you're always thinking about the team thing. Always, when we're out there, I was thinking, what's going to be a good score here? What are we going to do? And that's part of the challenge as a captain, is trying to, when you are actually batting, to make sure you're always focusing on what you do as a batter.
You came back into the side last summer as captain. Did you make a conscious effort to change the way you play one-day cricket to try and score more quickly, be more positive?
Yeah, I think that change that happened when I played those first 20 odd games, that I knew if I wanted to play one-day cricket for England, I'd had to improve and I have to score quicker, quite simply. So that's what I went back to work on with Gucci and the Essex boys, and the experience I got playing those 2 years for Essex. Probably what helped me most was playing that year and a half of 2020 cricket, when you're forced to expand and realise what you can do, and then it's just moulding it back a little bit into the one-day mode.
Actually, the way you're going at the moment, you'll be pushing to get in the 2020 side. I mean, you said, only last year you'd like to do that. I mean, is that a thought on your mind?
Yeah, I'd love to be in the 2020 side, but it's a totally different format. Obviously, they picked the squad here. They've had a lot of success over the last few games in 2020 cricket. So obviously, I'm not in it at the moment. All I can do is, if I do play 2020 cricket, try and score some runs.
And just on your captaincy, I mean, it's still relatively early days, isn't it, really? Do you find your learnings with every game, and obviously when you're winning, you must tell, but are you still really learning, do you feel?
Yeah, I think the confidence in when you make a decision and it kind of works, and you kind of, that confidence from doing it, so the next time you can be a little bit bolder, maybe a little bit, when, say, Ravi got a couple of overs in, sneaked a couple of overs from Ravi in, and that kind of takes the pressure of who has to bowl at the end and stuff. So, I thought the way we handled the pressure towards the end, when Afridi and Misbah in as a side, it was, they were still in the game. They needed 7.5s, which for Afridi is nothing. So I thought the way we held our nerve and stayed calm, which I think was a big difference from what we did here and to what we did in India.
How has Stephen Finn developed over the winter?
Well, I think he's just picking up the wickets. He was almost due in India. I thought he was our standout performer in India, and he never really got the wickets he deserved. And to get 2 fourthers, he's doing exactly the same thing. He's bowling very quickly. I mean, that opening spell, 5 overs for 8 or 7, it might have been 6, or it might have been, it was just, again, it was quality bowling, running in, bowling 90 mile an hour, and landing on the sixpence.
You're on top now, Alistair, in the series. I mean, how determined are you to wrap it up the games spare on Saturday?
Yeah, of course, I'm very determined.
How do you actually keep your foot on the throat now? 2-0 up, 2 to play. Pakistan, they're a dangerous side, we know that. How do you maintain this momentum?
You train like you're still 0-0, and so when we'll travel back to Dubai and make sure we come. When we go to Dubai, we train hard. Complacency has never been an issue in this England side, whether we win or lose games of cricket. So hopefully we'll keep doing it.
One thing you seem to be doing, Alistair, is working out what sort of total you want, which England haven't perhaps done as well as they might have done in the past, and then making sure you got it. It seemed as though 260 was your target the other night, as 250 was tonight. Is that so? You think you're working it out early on? Yeah,
today was definitely, I thought 250 was what a good, really hard score to chase.
But that's quite an important part.
Yeah, it was, and if it wasn't enough, then I would have to have taken responsibility for that. But even that, we possibly could, as I say, possibly could have got 265 in the position we're in, but it's proved how hard it was to hit the ball. So we knew when we bowled, as I said earlier. So that is, I thought we did that well as a side. I thought when Ravi came in as well, he was like, yeah, I'm struggling to time the ball. So when I said 250, he was like, yeah. So it's good communication from everyone.
When did you decide that, sorry, that 250 was a good score?
Probably around the 25th over, around there. I think that was when we're like, right, sometimes if you say, well, I think 280 is, you end up getting 220.
How much the toss has played its role in your success?
It's obviously advantageous to bat first on this wicket. I think it's quite clear to see. I don't think it does a huge amount under lights. I don't think the lights. It doesn't seem to nibble much more, to be honest. But it is. I think if there is any advantage, it is batting first, certainly. So we've been lucky to do that. But let's be honest, we won the tosses in Test matches, and we didn't win the games. It's how you play, really.
Great, thank you. Yeah.